ashes on the ground. And maybe in a new life we can turn this thing around. But you can't judge a book looking at the cover. You can't love someone messing with another. No, you can't win a war fighting with your brother. You wanna have peace, gotta love one another. Now you can't judge a book, gotta love one another. Can't judge a book. Now you can't judge a book.
The following triple threat match is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 230 pounds, Kurt Angle. The opponent, weighing 326 pounds, Kane. The opponent, from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 248 pounds, John Cena.
Welcome to Raw, coming to you from the land of the Razorbacks, Little Rock, Arkansas. Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
Little Rock can't wait to see the Raw superstars. This show's been sold out for weeks.
These Little Rock fans know that Raw never disappoints, and tonight is no exception. I can't wait to get started.
I'll admit it.
And there he goes. The submission is locked in.
Oh my gosh! He might make his opponent tap right here. This is going beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring and leave it at that. He's not going to get caught with that one.
Oh boy, these fans have got something on their minds, JR.
Well, they paid for their tickets.
I don't think the fans appreciated that one very much, but I don't think he cares much what the fans think.
That much is obvious, King. What a low-down, despicable move that was.
I gotta say, JR, I'm really impressed by what we've seen here tonight.
How could you not be, King? These are some of the finest athletes in all...
He's a 3 count away from a pinfall. Look at this, JR. Can you imagine SmackDown match as good as this?
No disrespect intended for SmackDown knowledge, but no, I can't, King. I truly believe Raw is the dominant brand in sports entertainment.
And you hit the nail right on the head there, JR. The dominant brand. Not the slightly better brand or the sort of superior brand.
Absolutely not. I'm a Raw man. And I have to believe we're head and shoulders better than the competition.
You won't get any argument from me, JR. SmackDown's the minor leagues as far as I'm concerned. Listen to the crowd, JR. I think they've got something to say to these superstars.
And if they're smart, they'll listen. Remember, without these fans, these superstars are out of a job. Boy, this John Cena sure is one of the most exciting young prospects in all of WWE.
Come on, JR. John Cena's a thug. You know it. I know it. And all of these people know it. It makes me sick that he's allowed to be a WWE superstar.
I don't know how you can say that, King. Cena has dedicated himself to entertaining these fans, and quite frankly, I find him to have more character than many so-called respectable superstars.
There's a difference between entertaining the fans and setting a bad example, JR. I think the fact, wow, there's a hole you don't want to find yourself in, JR.
You sure don't, King. We've seen many a superstar tap out to this.
Wow, listen to these fans, JR.
You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all the people some of the time, but there's no fooling the WWE fans at all. But there's no fooling the WWE fans at all.
Kurt Angle's too competitive for his own good. 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 Goes too competitive for his own. Goes too competitive for his own good. Goes too competitive for his own good. He doesn't know when he's met his match. He'd rather risk a serious.
He's got his opponent in a pinning predicament. A count of 2, and the referee's hand was coming down for the 3. even know if you can use the word monster to describe Kane. He's become so twisted and so evil that it almost sounds like a compliment.
Kane's never going to be up for the Humanitarian of the Year award, JR, but I think that's exactly what makes him such a great superstar. He'll stop at nothing to get what he wants, and that makes for some great competition.
That might be true, King, but Kane also takes a perverse pleasure. Did you see that? Ring the damn bell! You can't let somebody get away with that!
I don't think the ref saw it, JR, and if the ref doesn't see it, it's not illegal. Boy, this John Cena is his own biggest fan. How come all of these rappers can't talk about anything except how great they are?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, King. Cena's got some impressive accomplishments to his credit. I think he's got every right to be proud.
Well, you know what they say, JR. Pride goes before... You know what they say, JR. Pride goes before... JR. Pride goes before a fall. And from the looks of things, John Cena's got a heck of a fall ahead of him. I'd ask you who you want to win this matchup, JR. John Cena's got a heck of a fall ahead of him. You've got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it.
Commitment and the dedication of these superstars. Commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King.
Commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is the subject which you happen to be something of an authority. Isn't that right, King?
Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. And then it's too late. I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right.
Is that right, King?
Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. And then it's too late. I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right.
You're damn right it is. It comes from the
Chanting, JR, but I guess it's their... It's like he read his opponent's mind.
I know that Kurt Angle has rubbed some... Would you look at that? A blatantly illegal maneuver. That should be a disqualification.
You might be right, JR, but I don't hear the ring bell. This match is still going. It looks like they slowed the match down a little, and I think that's some good strategy right there.
It certainly is. I'm sure they're well acquainted with the old expression, fools rush in.
Is that why you always seem to be in such a hurry, JR?
I think we could be looking at a pinfall here, folks. The very sight of Kane makes my blood run cold. He's got his opponent in position. I think he's going for it.
No, it can't be! Not the FU!
This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I'd love to hear it. He's going for the pin!
This match is over, but it looks like Angle and Kane are done with the champion.
I can't say I'm surprised, JR. The champion has a huge target on his back. Now he's in there with two of Raw's biggest guns.
Chair shot for Angle. And one for Kane.
Make it two.
Two shots